This is going to be a quick video showing you how to make a video game as a GIF for somebody. So I'm going to open up this. There'll be a folder I give to everyone. It'll be called GIFs template, and inside it will be a Construct 2 project, and then a resources folder that has some characters, some empty players, some monsters, some backgrounds, just a bunch of art you can use to customize the game. And the Construct game will look like this. It'll have a main menu. It has 3, they're called episodes, but they're just different levels. It's a lot like the party game, and that's basically it. There won't be anything you really have to touch in the event sheets. It's mainly just the art we're changing. I'll also give you guys a Word document that lists everything that we need to change in the game. And then when you're doing a game for somebody, we'll also send you the details for the video game. So for example, we have one right now where it's for a couple and they want to have a video game for their anniversary. So the first thing we do is we go to the main menu. This image, what you would do is in GIMP, you'd create a new title and you'd call it something like Pat and George's Happy Adventure, or Pat and George's Anniversary, or something like that. And then you'd open up that image. I haven't made one, but you would just open it up and it would replace it. That's all we have to do for that. We would then double click on the head here, and we would have gotten a picture. So let's see. Here's Pat and George. So we would use GIMP and we'd cut out Pat's head or George's head, and then in Construct we'd replace it here. Make sure we shrink it down. If we use Pat instead of George, then we could replace these pictures with pictures of the princess from the folder, from the resources folder. Monsters we can leave as they are. The prize image. So if we go to one of these levels, let's go to episode 1, go all the way to the end. Here's the prize at the end of the level. Some games this might not be applicable, but if it's a game where there's a couple, or it's a present from a dad to a son or something like that, we can use the other person's head and make them as a little character for the prize at the end of the level. What do we have next on our to-do list? Create 2 background decoration images for each level. So if we're on level 1 right now, if we double click on the mountains, we'll see it has 3 animations, 1 for level 1, 1 for level 2, and 1 for level 3. Even though these are in the animation section, it doesn't actually animate through them. All it does is use the 2 different frames and randomly uses them throughout the level. So sometimes this decoration will show this picture and sometimes the decoration will show this picture. So a good place to find pictures for using, iconarchive.com and iconfinder.com are good ones. You can also use Google Images. So Pat and George said that on their 40th anniversary they went to Banff and there were deers everywhere and things like that. I couldn't find pictures of deers, but I found this picture of a moose. So I'd save it to the desktop, and then I'd pop back into Construct 2, click the Open button, go to my desktop, choose the moose icon. I'm going to shrink him a little bit, he's pretty big. Make him 128 by 128. There he goes. So now if we play the game, we've got our moose. Half the time it's the moose, and then half the time it's the mountains. Now the other thing is, you'll know some places text pops up. And this is the other thing you'll have to do. You'll have to change this text so that it's stuff that's relevant to their story, or the birthday person, or whoever it is. So you'll see these little information boxes, and you'll notice they're not actually visible in the game, but I've written some code so that when the person runs over this box, even though it's invisible, it'll pop up some text, and the text is whatever's written on the side. So this one says, "Welcome to Banff." This one over here says, "It's a special day." It's July 8th, which is their anniversary. So we can copy this, then we'll move along further in the level. Make sure we're on the blocks or player level, not background or foreground. We'll paste it in, put it there, and then maybe we'll say, "Ooh, look at all the moose." Fix that typo. So now when you're playing the game, when you hit this area, it'll pop up with the text, "Ooh, look at all the moose." There's a little sprite of just a person. You can move him around. They'll also send you a couple pictures. So maybe it's like of them, like that one I showed you of them together on the boat. And make sure they show up somewhere near the end of the level. And you can just do insert, new object, sprite, click there, open button, choose that one, resize because it's way too big. 400 by 300. Even that's probably a bit big. You can also use the dotted lines to crop. There we go. So now when they finish the level and they jump down here, they get to see a cute little picture that they sent us. And you can maybe make that a little bigger so it looks framed nicely. There, perfect. And that's basically all there is to it. Change the text in those info text boxes to be relevant. You can add them, delete them. Make sure all the pictures that they send us, like these ones, end up in the game. There are 3 levels for you to do. The decoration, so these 2 are the 2 images that will show up on level 1. If I click on level 2, these are the 2 images that will show up on level 2, and then the 2 images that show up on level 3. Once you're done the game and you have it all ready to go, play it through, make sure that everything is working the way it should, and everything is, oh, I gotta close that. Everything's working the right way. There we go. So if the first one says use the keyboard arrows to move and jump. This info one says welcome to Banff. Going around. It's a special day. That's what that guy says. There we go. I get over here. Ooh, look at all the moose, which actually doesn't make sense because there's no moose right now. But so that's pretty much it. That's all you guys have to do.